Hey guys, welcome back. Happy Thanksgiving 2019. I hope you're all doing well and I hope you have a lot to be thankful for. I know I have a lot to be thankful for. We're going to do a video of some more errors, like an update of errors for Thanksgiving Day of 2019. Yeah, it's the night before, but whatever. Okay, so I haven't eaten a lot of turkey yet. All right, so we're going to talk about, just to get started, we're going to talk about some like miscut ones, like off-centered ones. Off-centered cards are like the red-headed stepchild of errors. They're just not worth anything. The first thing you think when you see like a Mickey Mantle that's like really off-centered, you don't think, wow, what is that thing worth? Now you think, oh man, I don't want to buy that one. I want a nice centered one. So when it comes to errors, miscuts, off-centereds, they're just not what you want. And they don't hold any value. So we're going to talk about a couple types of miscut ones or off-centered. You'll see like MC for miscut, as a grade, whatever. So here's kind of an extreme version here. This is, I can't pronounce this guy's name, I don't think. 1973 Topps Jim Breezeal. And this is card number 33. I mean, this is kind of an extreme case here. Let me get zoomed in there. Kind of extreme case. He is badly off-centered top to bottom, but he's actually a little bit cockeyed too, but mainly that top to bottom centering is horrible, where you completely see about 15% of the card below him, and that's just where the blades are cutting the cards, and they're obviously not right on. Doesn't add any value. It definitely takes away value. Another one is kind of a weird phenomenon. And those are real common, like 70s cards I've noticed, but I mean, they're all over the place. I mean, even recent cards, even though they're more centered, they also can have their problems with off-centering. So another version is the diamond cut. And this is where the card is cut more of like in a parallelogram, where the sides are parallel, but then it's like boop, kind of tweaked. And I'm going to show you one here. So here's a corrected version. First of all, 1987 Donruss Jeff Reardon, number 98. Normal looking card. And this one is pretty well centered. I wasn't searching for like a perfect one, but here's the same card, and look at this guy. This thing is a train wreck. I'm gonna show you the back of it first here. So the back of it, you can clearly see it's like a parallel. Maybe I can get focus here. It's like a parallelogram, and it's just messed up bad. And then the front has like part of the next card on it. The thing is, it's not just cut left to right. It's just cut wrong, where the blades are like sideways, like the whole sheet of cards has gotten sideways when it went through the cutter. So it's called the diamond cut, and it's not rectangular at all. It's actually parallelogram. And there's all different ones. There's ones where they get skinnier at the top. They got like, you can get like a partial card, like a half a card in a pack, where it's just literally cut in half. So there's just weird versions of these. And I wish I could say they were worth something, because they're not. Let's move forward with some other errors, and we'll wrap it up. We talked about Andy Nezelek in a previous video in the 1990 Donruss, where it has the wrong birth date. It says he's born in 1985. Well, this is the 1990 Donruss, so he would have been 4 years old when this card was made. But you can see that's not correct. He was born in 1965. I showed that in a previous video. That was an uncorrected error. One of my viewers, Frank, he posted on there. He's like, hey, wasn't there a 1989 version of Andy Nezelek? I'm like, no, I think you mean the 1990. But sure enough, I looked at the 1989 Andy Nezelek, and they did the exact same thing. Born October 24th, 1985. So this card, he would have been 3 years old. So it's kind of weird that Donruss did that in two different years, the same incorrect birth date. Moving on, we got a FLIR 1983 Moose Haas. Number 35. This is an autograph version, and it has an error in the little narrative at the back here. It says, Fan 14, New York Yankees on April 12th, 1987. Well, this card was made in 1983, so I don't know. They're like predicting 4 years down the road. No, that was an error. They didn't correct that one either. It just has the wrong year on it. I'm not sure what the corrected year is. It doesn't matter. All right, number 567, Robin Yount, of Upper Deck, 1990. A set of cards that just aren't worth anything to speak of. All right, so it has his hits, his lifetime hits being 7,602. Well, doesn't have that many hits. He has a lot of hits, not that much. So the corrected should be 2606. So 7,000 be a little bit optimistic there. Bump Wills 1978 tops. This is card number 23. So if you remember this from a previous video, Bump Wills in the very next year, the 79 tops, had the wrong team on there as Rangers and Blue Jays, and had the wrong team for what he was wearing. So it's kind of a funny one. That was an error that they corrected. Well, the year before that, in 78, there was another error. This one's a weird one, though. This is the black circle error. Okay, so right where I'm pointing there with my middle finger, right next to the gold cup, there's a black circle. And it looks like it's just circled with a Sharpie. There's not a lot of information on this. If you look in the Beckett will say that we're trying to confirm whether it's an error or not. They're like still investigating. It's weird. So there's not any value they have assigned to it. It wasn't going for an incredible amount, maybe $5 or $10 at the most, but it's kind of a little hard to find error. And they obviously corrected it by taking out the card in the back here. They took out the black circle. The only reason I could find they were doing that is there is a little speck on the card. It looks like when they're inspecting it, they circled that speck. And then the one that they circled actually went into production there. The corrected one, for what it's worth, still has that little speck there. I don't even know if that's why it's there. I just assume that's what the circle is going around. So the black circle error. We're going to step back and talk about some FLIR 1981, their inaugural set. We definitely talked about these in a previous video, but I got some more to update to that. So let's get started. Let's fly through these here. Amos Otis number 32. So it's got two different poses there, one portrait and one action photo. And the error is that this action photo should be a card number 483, but it's card 32. So they both have the same card number, even though they're two different photos. Moving on, Willie Wilson, card number 29. This is not so much an error as it is just a variation. Well, they have two different photos, which I don't know any problem with either photo. I'm not sure why they would need two, but they have two different photos. One of them says that he has the most hits and most runs, and the other one shows him as being outfield. So kind of just different parts of next to where his name is. George Foster, he is I guess a minor star, I guess you would say. He was an all-star. All right, so on this one here, card number 216, George Foster. So again, two different pictures, and they're both good pictures. I don't know why they would need two of them. This one, and one he is listed as a slugger as his position. The other one he's listed as outfield. So not really an error, just a variation. Next one, we're going to talk about George Brett, Mr. Pine Tar Incident. So this card is number 28, George Brett, and they're the same picture, but the error is on the back. On the second one, they made him card number 655, and that's the error. It should be card number 28. That is the corrected version. No, I said it backwards. So the corrected version is the 655, and the error is the 28. So George Brett, they did correct that one. There's a whole ton of errors in the 81 FLIR set, including the finger error. Check it out in my previous video if you want to check it out. The finger error is just a weird one. But guys, I appreciate you tuning in. If you're new to the channel, I'd love to see you subscribe. We got some more cool things coming up, some fun things I don't want to give away, but I definitely got several more ideas in the works. Hey guys, I hope you're having a great Thanksgiving and getting a lot to eat. We'll see you next time.